Chosen one. You did not stumble upon this word by coincidence. Heaven orchestrated your steps to arrive here in this very moment of divine alignment. You are standing at the edge of a supernatural turning point where faith meets fulfillment and the promises spoken over your life begin to manifest in the natural. This is not just another message. It is a prophetic summons. The heavens have recorded your endurance, your obedience, your hidden sacrifices. And now the Spirit of God says, it is time. You are being positioned for a divine wealth transfer, resources, shifting hands, opportunities unlocking, and doors opening that no man can shut. What was once delayed is now being delivered. What was once withheld is now being released. The same God who multiplied the widow's oil and fed thousands with 5 loaves is about to multiply what's in your hands. Chosen one, lift your heart in expectation. You are not here by chance. You are here by covenant. For it is written in Deuteronomy 8:18, "It is he who gives you power to get wealth." Receive this as confirmation your appointed time has arrived, and heaven's abundance is moving in your direction. Chosen one, you didn't just happen to click on this message. Heaven led you here on purpose. Right now, the atmosphere around you is shifting. You've entered a divine intersection where destiny meets recognition. This isn't a coincidence, it's confirmation. You are chosen. Say it aloud, not as repetition, but as realization. I am chosen. Let those words echo through your spirit until they awaken something ancient within you. You've been set apart by divine design, hand-picked to carry a mission no one else could fulfill. You've always felt it, the quiet difference, the way life has never been easy for you. You've walked through fire others never saw. You've faced rejection that made no sense, and yet something inside you refused to break. That something was your anointing growing in silence. You're not waiting on a blessing anymore. The blessing has been waiting on you to awaken. Heaven has been preparing you, polishing your spirit, while the world slept on your name. Anointed one. The weight you've been feeling, the restlessness in your chest, isn't anxiety, it's activation. God is positioning you for a supernatural assignment. What you thought was pressure was actually preparation. Every detour was direction. Every delay was design. You're stepping into a season where your name will be mentioned in rooms you've never entered, and favor will find you without striving. The same God who turned shepherds into kings and fishermen into apostles is turning your hidden years into your launching pad. I know what it's like to wonder why things didn't work out. I've cried over doors that closed right when I thought I was ready. I've questioned why people I loved walked away. But I learned something powerful. God's protection often feels like rejection until hindsight turns it into revelation. What left your life wasn't meant to carry the next version of you. Some doors were locked because what waited inside would have drained your oil. Some relationships fell apart because their presence would have distracted you from purpose. You didn't lose them. Chosen one, heaven released them. Every no that broke your heart was a hidden yes from God. Every silence that made you feel forgotten was divine surveillance. Heaven was guarding your surroundings so only the right voices could access your spirit. You are far too valuable to be left exposed. That's why your isolation wasn't punishment, it was insulation. You've asked, why can't I fit in? The truth is you were never designed to. Chosen ones don't blend in because their light disturbs darkness. You are a breaker of patterns, not a follower of traditions. Every time you stood alone, you were being strengthened for what's next. You are a bridge between generations, heaven's answer to cycles of lack, fear, and limitation. The chains that have bound your bloodline are breaking through you. That's why the warfare has been personal. The enemy attacked you early because he saw your potential. But what hell called warfare, heaven calls training. And hear me, the anointing on your life didn't come cheap. It was forged through heartbreak loss and late-night prayers. No one heard but God. You've been prepared in silence for a mission that will speak loudly. You didn't just survive those hard seasons. You were sculpted by them. The tears you cried weren't wasted. They watered the soil your destiny will bloom from. Every unanswered prayer, every delayed breakthrough, every night you felt unseen, all of it has been gathering into divine momentum. Chosen one, you are about to experience what it means to walk in divine timing. Heaven is aligning the details, orchestrating connections, unlocking doors you don't even see yet. What once resisted you will now recognize you. The same places that rejected you will start calling for you. Those who doubted you will watch God elevate you. It won't make sense in the natural, because it's not meant to. It's supernatural. The delay you've endured was never denial. It was divine design. Heaven had to wait until your spirit matched your calling. Now the same power that lifted Joseph from the pit and Daniel from the den is lifting you. You are being positioned not for pride, but for purpose, not for status, but for stewardship. Take this moment as confirmation. You didn't miss your destiny. You didn't lose your timing. You're right on schedule with heaven's plan. Stay close, because in the next part, you'll discover why God waited until now to release what's yours, and how to recognize the signs of your divine transfer when it begins to unfold. Chosen. One, heaven didn't delay you, it developed you. There's a divine reason why everything had to take this long. God never wastes time, He redeems it. Every delay, every silence, every unanswered prayer was building something within you that couldn't be rushed. You weren't being punished, you were being prepared. What you saw as stagnation was really divine incubation. Heaven was strengthening your roots before your branches could carry the weight of fruit. You've been hidden, not because you were forgotten, but because you were fragile in your forming. Some of you have asked, why has no one noticed my potential? But what you call being overlooked, heaven calls being preserved. Just as Joseph was left in the prison before his rise, and Esther was concealed before her crown, you've been protected in the quiet for such a time as this. While you were fighting private battles, heaven was writing your public testimony. While you were being refined in silence, God was preparing the platform you didn't even know existed. Anointed one. The next chapter of your life will look nothing like the last. The wilderness was your classroom. The silence taught you discernment. The scarcity reminded you of your source. Now, heaven is releasing you into a season of acceleration, divine speed, divine favor, divine results. What once took years will now take moments. Doors that resisted you will swing wide. Opportunities that passed you by will circle back with double portion grace. You're stepping into the flow of divine timing, and everything that once seemed impossible will start aligning effortlessly. I've lived through this process. There were years I cried out, wondering if my prayers hit the ceiling, if God had forgotten my name. But in the silence, He was shaping me. When nothing moved, my faith matured. When no one saw me, heaven still applauded me. Then one day what seemed to happen overnight had really been in motion for years. That's how God works quietly, precisely, perfectly. His blessings don't shout, they arrive when you're ready to receive them. Chosen one, you're about to experience that same divine unveiling. What you've sown in tears will soon return in abundance. The ground beneath you is trembling because the seeds of faith you planted long ago are breaking through. Heaven has remembered your obedience. Every sacrifice, every prayer, every act of kindness done in secret is now echoing in eternity. The word written over your life is restoration. God is returning what was stolen, not just finances, but peace, vision, and joy. You are about to recover everything with interest. Remember, this favor isn't random. It's the fruit of alignment. You didn't earn this through effort. You aligned with heaven through surrender. While others fought for visibility, you stayed faithful. While others chased applause, you pursued presence. That posture of purity is what distinguishes you now. People will look at your rise and call it sudden, but you and heaven will know it was a slow, sacred preparation. When the door opens, don't hesitate. When favor calls your name, answer boldly. You've been refined in silence long enough. Heaven is authorizing your voice to be heard. This is the moment where your humility meets your harvest. You are walking into divine promotion, spiritual, emotional, and financial. The wealth transfer isn't a myth. It's a movement, and you are part of it. God is raising his chosen to steward resources for purpose, not ego. The blessing won't consume you, it will commission you. Chosen one, listen closely. The atmosphere is shifting. Dreams will start to return with clarity. Conversations will open new doors. Even the people who once ignored you will be drawn back not by coincidence, but by command. Heaven's timeline has activated. You are standing in the intersection of prophecy and manifestation. Every closed season is turning into an open heaven. Do not let fear mute your faith. The same God who sustained you in obscurity will strengthen you in overflow. You are not stepping into uncertainty, you are stepping into fulfillment. Heaven has stamped approved across your destiny. Walk boldly. What once broke you has built you. What once delayed you is now defining you. The tables have turned, and grace has gone ahead of you. The supernatural transfer has already begun. Chosen one, before every unveiling comes a test. Not a punishment, but a proving ground. What you're feeling now, the pressure, the stretching, the quiet urgency, it isn't chaos. It's confirmation. Heaven is testing the strength of what it built inside you. Diamonds don't break under pressure. They shine. This tension isn't meant to destroy you. It's revealing the purity of your faith and the maturity of your spirit. You've walked through seasons that made no sense, prayed prayers that seemed unanswered, and wondered if heaven heard you at all. But silence is not absence. Every time heaven grew quiet, it was watching how you would respond. The pruning of people and plans wasn't rejection, it was refinement. God has been removing what can't breathe in your next dimension. Those who fell away were never your enemies, they were your lessons. The more you release, the lighter your spirit becomes for ascension. Anointed One. You are standing at the divine threshold where wilderness ends and purpose begins. You've learned what it means to trust God without understanding. You've discovered peace that exists even in chaos. You've developed discernment sharp enough to see through deception. You are no longer the same. That ache in your soul isn't frustration, it's spiritual labor. You're giving birth to the version of yourself heaven has been waiting for. I've stood in that in-between space when the old no longer fits, but the new hasn't arrived. I've felt the ache of staying in rooms my spirit had already outgrown. I've begged God to keep doors open that he was closing. But I learned something sacred. When God removes something, he's not taking from you, he's making space within you. Letting go is not loss, it's leverage. When your hands are empty, heaven can finally fill them. Chosen One. The heaviness you feel is not because you're weak, it's because your spirit is expanding. You're being stretched to carry more. The blessings ahead require capacity. This is why forgiveness matters so deeply right now. Release the resentment, not because others deserve peace, but because you do. Freedom is the air of elevation. The lighter you travel, the higher you'll rise. You're about to witness divine reversals. Where you were overlooked, you'll be favored. Where you were underpaid, you'll be compensated beyond measure. Where you were underestimated, you'll be recognized. This is not pride, it's prophecy. Heaven is rewriting the story others tried to narrate. Your name is being mentioned in places your feet haven't yet walked. Angels are carrying blueprints, divine instructions and alignments that will position you for influence. Yes, visibility brings exposure, but don't fear the light. You didn't seek the spotlight, it's following obedience. Those who questioned your calling will see fruit they can't deny. You won't need to defend yourself. Your life will testify. What you built in silence will speak louder than any explanation. The seeds you planted faithfully are becoming gardens others will walk through and call blessed. You'll start noticing confirmations everywhere, numbers, timing, coincidences that feel too exact to be chance. These are signals that heaven's calendar has aligned. Pay attention. Every encounter, every opportunity, every whisper in prayer carries instruction. Don't delay when God says move. Hesitation is the enemy of manifestation. The path won't always make sense, but grace will always sustain you. In this season, expect unusual provision. Money, ideas, favor, and alliances will appear out of nowhere. They are not random, they are responses to your endurance. This is the wealth transfer unfolding. God is shifting resources into the hands of his faithful ones, and you are one of them. But remember, these blessings are not trophies, they are tools. What he gives you isn't just for comfort, it's for kingdom purpose. You are blessed to build, not to boast. So prepare, chosen one. The rhythm of your life is about to change. The stillness trained your spirit. Now movement will reveal your mastery. You've been faithful in hiding, now heaven is calling your name in public. Step forward with holy confidence. You're not stepping into luck, you're stepping into legacy. The same God who covered you in darkness will now crown you in light. This is your moment of release. The testing is complete. The pressure has produced oil, and the oil carries your authority. Walk boldly, your unveiling has begun. Chosen one. This is the moment where endurance becomes elevation. The long waiting has not been wasted, it was preparation. You've crossed from testing into testimony. Heaven has seen your perseverance, and now heaven is responding. The wind that once resisted you is shifting to carry you. You're moving now not by effort, but by divine momentum. Things will begin to align without force. Doors that refuse to open will unlock with ease. People who once ignored you will suddenly remember your name. Opportunities will unfold in perfect sequence. This is not coincidence, it's divine choreography. When the time is right, destiny doesn't knock, it enters. The code has changed. You have become the person who can handle what you prayed for. Anointed one, your frequency has risen. You no longer attract what drains you. You attract what refines and uplifts you. That's why certain friendships feel distant and familiar places feel foreign. You're not detached, you're developing. The unease you sense is heaven reshaping you for greater influence. You're shedding the version built by pain to reveal the one forged by purpose. Don't run back to what God released. Don't reopen doors he's already sealed. You prayed for transformation, and this is how it happens through release. Every removal is a response to your own prayer for growth. Stop mourning what couldn't evolve with you. You can't bring yesterday's vibration into tomorrow's victory. God isn't repeating your story, He's rewriting it. Soon you'll witness acceleration that defies logic. What took years will unfold in weeks. But remember, quick miracles are rarely sudden to heaven. They are harvests of hidden faithfulness. Every quiet act of trust, every prayer you whispered in exhaustion, they've all accumulated. Heaven never forgets a seed sown in surrender, and now it's time for your spiritual return. Chosen one, you'll recognize the shift by the peace that surrounds it. Old anxiety will fade. Urgency will be replaced by assurance. You won't have to chase. What's meant for you will find you. This calm isn't emptiness. It's divine confirmation. You've reached alignment. Heaven can now trust you with revelation, favor, and responsibility. You're not chasing the blessing, you're becoming one. I've lived through that silence before. I remember begging God for clarity and hearing nothing. But now I see that silence is not punishment, it's positioning. Heaven uses quiet seasons to develop precision. Every not yet was training your spirit to recognize timing. When my own breakthrough came, it didn't shout, it whispered. It carried peace instead of noise. That's how you'll know your moment has come. It won't feel frantic. It will feel right. Anointed one, your presence will soon speak before you do. You'll enter rooms and shift atmospheres. You won't force attention. It will happen naturally. The oil on your life is undeniable. Some will be drawn to it, others disturbed by it. Don't shrink to fit their comfort. You weren't called to blend in, you were chosen to blaze trails. Light doesn't apologize for shining. But with new visibility comes responsibility. Not every open door is divine. Ask for discernment before stepping forward. Some opportunities are distractions disguised as blessings. Your strength now lies in silence and sensitivity. Don't let ego speak where the spirit should. Move when led, rest when told, and speak only from peace. Obedience is your compass in this next dimension. Chosen one, get ready for divine appointments. Encounters, partnerships, and moments of perfect timing are being arranged. You'll meet people who feel familiar because they're part of your destiny network. These aren't coincidences, they're confirmations. Heaven is aligning your path like coordinates on a map. Walk carefully but confidently. The same oil that elevates you will attract both light and shadow, but nothing can intercept what's ordained. You are stepping into the answer generations prayed for. You are the manifestation of divine continuity. The mantle has shifted, and heaven has declared your readiness. You are proof that obedience still opens heavens, that waiting was not wasted. Lift your head. Chosen one. The next chapter is not survival, it's significance. The world is about to see what heaven has always known. You were born for this. Chosen one. Heaven is now preparing to reveal what has been hidden. The light you've carried quietly is about to be seen, not for fame, but for function. You've been trusted with divine influence, and now God is ready to display what He has been forming within you. Every year of silence was not a delay, it was divine construction. You've been refined in private, so you can lead in public without losing your humility. This is your emergence season. The years of pain, pruning, and patience were not wasted. They were training you to carry the weight of purpose. What looked like rejection was actually redirection. What looked like loss was divine leverage. You've been stretched so that you can now stand strong. Heaven is not giving you a stage to perform, it's giving you a platform to serve. You are not called to impress, you are called to impact. Anointed one, the oil you carry smells different. It carries peace, compassion, and wisdom forged through warfare. That's why your presence will speak before you do. People will feel calm around you because they're sensing the Spirit within you. You've walked through enough darkness to recognize the light, and now you'll bring that light to others. You were never designed to compete. You were designed to complete. The kingdom expands through unity, not rivalry. Don't let the opinions of others distract you. Some will misunderstand your rise, others will try to explain it away, but you don't need to explain grace. Let your fruit speak. Those who once dismissed you will soon see the evidence of divine favor. The same ones who questioned your silence will witness your shining. You are the living proof that endurance still leads to elevation. Yet, with new visibility comes responsibility. You must guard your heart. Fame without foundation leads to collapse, but you have been built on the rock. The stillness that sustained you before is the same stillness that will preserve you now. If silence shaped your strength, don't abandon it. Make prayer your meeting place. Protect your peace like treasure. You're not called to hurry, you're called to host the presence of God. You'll soon encounter divine alignments conversations that confirm strangers who carry messages doors that open with ease. These are not coincidences, they are coded instructions. Heaven often hides direction inside relationships. Discern carefully. Don't rush every opportunity. One moment of divine obedience can shift your entire destiny. Be attentive to divine timing. The smallest yes can unlock an entire future. Anointed one. The next season demands spiritual maturity. Don't react emotionally to what must be handled spiritually. Some tests are not attacks, they are assessments. God is watching how you manage increase. The favor coming will test your peace more than your faith. You must remain calm when attention increases. Your stability will become your sermon. Others will find direction by watching how you handle destiny. Financial overflow is part of this unveiling. Provision is aligning with purpose. Expect divine resources to appear through ideas, opportunities, and unexpected partnerships. But don't worship the provision, worship the provider. Wealth will come, but it comes with a mission. You're not being blessed to boast, you're being trusted to build. God is transferring abundance into the hands of those who can multiply it for kingdom impact. And you are one of them. Chosen one, prepare for recognition that feels both thrilling and humbling. You will stand in spaces you once prayed about, but remember you didn't arrive by effort. You arrived by grace. Your story is the testimony heaven wants displayed. Every scar and silence is evidence of God's glory. When you speak, people won't just hear your words, they'll feel your oil. So stay grounded, stay grateful, stay guarded. The unveiling is near, but so is responsibility. The same God who lifted you will sustain you. You are being positioned to lead, to shine, and to serve. Lift your head, chosen vessel. The moment is here. Heaven's signal has been given. Step into the light with reverence, with confidence, and with peace. The world is finally ready to see what heaven always knew you were born for this. Or, chosen one. This is not just another season, it's a sacred unveiling. You're not stepping into purpose, you're becoming it. Every lesson, heartbreak, delay, and closed door was shaping the vessel heaven needed. You are no longer waiting for alignment, you are alignment. You've become the evidence of God's patience and precision. Heaven is now ready to work through you, not just for you. This next phase of your life is about embodiment, not effort. You don't need to chase what's already assigned. The doors that once resisted you will open naturally because your frequency has shifted. Divine authority doesn't demand attention, it attracts it. People will sense your anointing before you speak. Your life itself will become a message. Every step you take will preach without words, because the Spirit of God now flows unhindered through you. Anointed One. This is why the wilderness was so long. You had to learn how to walk without validation, love without reward, give without applause. You had to master peace in silence and strength in solitude. What you called isolation was spiritual initiation. God was teaching you to stand on revelation, not recognition. Now you carry authority forged in fire, quiet, unshakable and unmistakable. You don't need to prove your power, you are proof. But as the elevation comes, so must greater discipline. The higher you rise, the thinner the air becomes. Not everyone can breathe where you're going. Guard your focus. Guard your purity. You are not called to respond to every distraction or defend every misunderstanding. When you're chosen, silence becomes strategy. Let peace confirm your path and confusion signal caution. Your discernment will protect what your destiny is attracting. You'll notice divine synchronization everywhere, conversations, timing, opportunities. Don't overanalyze the miracles, simply move with grace. Heaven is now orchestrating your path in real time. What once required striving will flow through surrender. Every area of your life is being realigned. Relationships, resources, routines, even your thought patterns. You've stepped into Kairos, divine timing, the intersection of promise and preparedness. What felt delayed wasn't denial, it was preservation. Chosen One, expect overflow. But not the shallow kind people chase. True abundance begins internally, peace that can't be shaken, wisdom that can't be faked, joy that doesn't depend on outcomes. From that inner wealth flows every outer blessing. Heaven is preparing to trust you with influence, opportunity, and yes, financial increase. But remember, provision is not the destination, it's the delivery system for purpose. God is transferring wealth to those who will multiply it for kingdom work. And you are one of them. Anointed One, when unexpected doors open, move carefully. Every opportunity isn't ordained. The enemy knows your hunger for destiny and will try to feed you imitation blessings. Pray before you say yes. And ask, does this expand my calling or drain my oil? You've been refined too deeply to waste energy on what's not eternal. Stillness is your compass. Move when led, pause when uncertain, and never trade obedience for momentum. You are shifting from waiting to walking, from believing to building. Heaven isn't only blessing you, it's partnering with you. You're entering a covenant stage where your actions manifest divine will on earth. What you decree will carry weight. What you build will endure. You're no longer asking for confirmation. You are the confirmation. The signs you once sought will now follow you. Remember, the oil on your life is not ornamental, it's operational. You carry authority to heal, to shift atmospheres, to unlock destiny in others. Every room you enter will feel the echo of your obedience. You are a vessel of restoration in a world starving for truth. You were trained not just to survive darkness, but to govern it. That's why the warfare was so fierce, it was training for dominion. Chosen One, stand tall in this awareness. The same God who covered you in shadows is now revealing you in light. You are not emerging from weakness, but from wisdom. What once wounded you has become your weapon. Heaven is calling your name, and this time you'll answer with certainty. The hidden one is revealed, the refined one is released, and the mission has become the messenger. Walk boldly, your purpose is alive within you. Chosen One. The shift you've been sensing is not random, it's revelation. You are crossing from preparation into manifestation. What was once forming in secret is now unfolding before your eyes. Heaven is not waiting anymore. Heaven is moving. The timing of God has met the readiness of your spirit, and the result is destiny in motion. You are no longer being developed, you are being deployed. You spent years hidden, uncelebrated, and misunderstood, but those years were not wasted. They were sacred. While you thought nothing was happening, heaven was cultivating depth in you. The roots had to go deep before the fruit could appear. Now, what you carry can no longer stay invisible. This is not promotion, it's revelation. God is not giving you a platform to be seen. He's giving you a mantle to serve. You are not rising for recognition, you are rising for responsibility. Anointed One influence is being entrusted to you, but influence without integrity collapses. That's why the trials came first. The fire you faced wasn't meant to destroy you, it was designed to refine you. Every closed door strengthened your discernment. Every betrayal taught you to depend on God alone. Now you possess what few have discerned: peace. You no longer need validation from others because heaven already confirmed your assignment. That quiet confidence is your crown. You'll soon notice how the atmosphere responds differently when you enter a room. Conversations will shift. People will either feel drawn to your light or exposed by it. Don't take it personally. That's the nature of divine presence. The anointing disturbs what's counterfeit. Some relationships will fade quietly, not out of offense, but out of misalignment. You're not losing people. You're making space for your tribe. The ones assigned to your next season will recognize you spiritually before they meet you naturally. Chosen one. The next stage of your journey is about legacy. You are carrying the prayers of your ancestors, the weight of generations who longed for freedom. You are the correction of your bloodline. The pain that ran through your family ends with you. That's why your process was harder, because you were chosen to be the breaker, not the borrower. You're not repeating cycles, you're completing them. Your obedience is rewriting history. The blessings arriving now aren't random. Their restitution. What was withheld from others is being released to you because you've proven faithful. Expect divine reversals. Where doors once shut, they'll swing open. Where resources were scarce, they'll overflow. This is not luck, it's divine transfer. God is positioning you as a steward of abundance, not for self-gain, but for kingdom impact. Provision is not the goal, it's the fuel for your mission. Anointed One, walk wisely. Every opportunity is not an assignment. The enemy imitates alignment to distract destiny. Pray before you step. If peace is missing, delay is mercy. Don't rush what heaven is orchestrating. The pace of purpose is never frantic. Rest is your weapon now. Move in rhythm, not reaction. The same spirit that raised you will sustain you if you stay surrendered. As your name begins to travel, so will opinions. Let them. Your silence will defend you better than speech. God is not calling you to argue, He's calling you to advance. Stay consistent. Let your fruit speak. You've been through too much to waste energy on proving what's already evident. Light doesn't compete with darkness, it simply shines. Keep shining. Soon, courage will rise from within you, the courage to say yes to what once scared you. That boldness is not pride, it's readiness. You've outgrown hiding. Your presence is an answer to someone's prayer. Your story carries healing for others. This is your moment to walk fully in your calling without apology, without hesitation. Chosen one. This is fulfillment time. You're not waiting for the promise, you are the promise walking. You're not praying for doors, they're opening to meet your steps. You are the embodiment of answered prayers, the manifestation of divine faithfulness. Stand tall. Move with grace. Heaven has already announced your arrival, and now the earth will echo it. The hidden one has become the herald of light, and destiny is no longer approaching. It's here. Chosen. 1. When heaven ushers you into a new realm, the atmosphere around you changes first. You might not notice it immediately, but everything begins to respond differently. People start reacting to your energy, conversations carry new depth, and even time feels accelerated. That's because your spirit has stepped into divine synchronization. You are no longer moving at human speed, you're walking in God's rhythm. You've entered what Scripture calls the appointed time. The delay that once frustrated you has expired. The waiting room has become the war room, and you've already won the unseen battle. What's coming next will appear sudden to others, but not to heaven. This was written long before you took your first breath. Every obstacle that tried to stop you only confirmed your calling. The proof that you're chosen has never been in your comfort. It's in your capacity to keep rising when logic says you shouldn't. Anointed one. This next stretch will test your stewardship, not your strength. You've passed the test of endurance. Now comes the test of elevation. Can you remain humble while honored? Can you stay faithful while favored? God is releasing abundance, but abundance without awareness becomes a trap. Remember, you are not being blessed just to receive, you are being equipped to release. The flow of favor through your life is not meant to stop with you. It's meant to move through you. The divine transfer that began in the spirit is now manifesting in the natural. New resources, new platforms, and new partnerships will appear. But discern carefully what's from heaven will carry peace, not pressure. You won't need to force it. It will fit. If something requires you to compromise your conviction, it's not your assignment. The enemy can imitate opportunity, but he can't replicate peace. Follow peace. It will never mislead you. You'll also start to notice an increase in divine insight. Dreams, numbers, sudden inner knowing. All of these are heaven's language, confirming that your spiritual senses are active. Pay attention. Write down what you see and hear. The instructions for your next level are being released piece by piece. God doesn't reveal everything at once because He's training your faith to walk, not sprint. Each revelation is a lamp, not a floodlight, just enough to illuminate the next step. I've experienced that very process. There were nights when I couldn't see the path ahead, only to realize later that God had been guiding me by intuition, not instruction. When I learned to trust His timing, the anxiety dissolved. That's the posture required now, faith without the need for proof. You don't need to understand how, you just need to obey when. The miracle is hidden in your movement. Chosen one, as your influence expands, so will your responsibility to remain grounded. Do not let applause drown out the still small voice that brought you this far. Continue to build in silence. Let humility be your armor and gratitude your foundation. The higher you rise, the more tempting it becomes to take credit, but remember, favor flows where glory returns. Stay in constant conversation with heaven, not as performance, but as protection. This next phase will also redefine your relationships. Some will be divine alignments, others divine subtractions. Don't cling to what God is clearing. The new season requires new connections. Those meant to walk with you will recognize your spirit, not your status. They will meet you on purpose, not for profit. And when those people appear, you'll know it will feel like recognition, not introduction. Anointed one, prepare for expansion, but don't mistake movement for meaning. Growth in the spirit always comes before growth in visibility. Be content with slow miracles. They last longer. Keep your eyes on the assignment, not the attention. The goal isn't to be famous, it's to be faithful. God is building through you something eternal, something that will outlive applause. Chosen one. This is your divine confirmation. You have crossed over. The atmosphere has shifted, and heaven is now amplifying your purpose. You're not chasing destiny anymore. Destiny is chasing you. Walk in calm authority. Speak with holy confidence. The era of striving is over. The season of stewardship has begun. Carry this truth in your heart. You are not walking into your future. You are walking into God's fulfillment. The prophecy has matured, and you are its living proof. Chosen one. When heaven shifts your season, everything begins to respond differently. You start to sense it before you see it. Atmospheres change, conversations carry new weight, and time itself feels accelerated. That's not imagination, it's alignment. You've stepped into divine rhythm where the supernatural meets the strategic. You are no longer operating by effort, you are moving by grace. This is what Scripture calls the appointed time. The waiting season that once frustrated you has fulfilled its purpose. What looked like silence was synchronization. Every closed door, every lonely night, every unseen sacrifice was working behind the veil. Now, heaven's timeline has met your readiness. Things that once took years will happen in days, not because you're lucky, but because you're aligned. The appointed time cannot be delayed when the appointed vessel is ready, and you are ready. Anointed. 1. This next chapter is about stewardship, not striving. You've already proven endurance. Now heaven is watching your maturity. Can you remain humble while honored? Can you stay centered while celebrated? The blessing coming will test your posture more than your perseverance. God isn't just releasing abundance, He's releasing authority. You are not simply receiving, you're being entrusted. Every resource, every opportunity, every open door will come with instruction attached. Blessings without purpose become distractions, but blessings with clarity create legacy. The divine transfer has already begun. What was once held back is being redirected into your hands, not for luxury, but for leadership. You're being called to handle provision with purity, to use influence, to build, not boast. Heaven is looking for vessels who will move wealth like water, not hoard it like stone. That's you. You've proven through lack that your loyalty isn't for sale, and now heaven can trust you with overflow. You'll begin to receive divine downloads, ideas, dreams, sudden knowing. Pay attention. What used to feel like random thoughts are actually blueprints from above. Write them down. Some will come as whispers, others as waves, but each one carries a seed of destiny. Don't rush to act on every idea. Pray for timing. Revelation without order leads to burnout. God is teaching you to move with rhythm, not reaction. You're learning how to flow in divine timing, the sacred dance between instruction and manifestation. Chosen one. I know how strange this can feel. There were seasons in my own walk where heaven spoke through patterns instead of words, numbers repeating strangers, confirming things. I'd only prayed silently, sudden peace that didn't match my circumstances. I later realized that heaven speaks fluently through alignment. When your heart and heaven share rhythm, the world begins to echo divine confirmation. And you are in that place now. This is why you must guard your peace fiercely. You've reached a frequency where chaos can't afford to touch you. Protect your atmosphere. Protect your oil. Not everyone can handle proximity to purpose. Some will be drawn to your light, others will try to drain it. Discern the difference. Wisdom is knowing who gets access and when to withdraw. Remember, your silence is still spiritual warfare. Peace is your defense. Anointed One, as your visibility increases, so will distraction. The enemy can't cancel what God ordained, but he can confuse the one carrying it. Stay anchored. Return to prayer, often not out of habit, but necessity. The same stillness that sustained you in the wilderness will protect you in abundance. Don't let applause replace intimacy. Stay in the secret place. It's your shield in this season of elevation. Relationships will realign as well. Some will quietly fade. Others will suddenly appear. Don't chase either. Heaven orchestrates both arrival and departure. Those meant for you will feel familiar in spirit, even if you've just met. They are destiny connections, not coincidences. Cherish them, but keep your eyes on the assignment, not the attention. Chosen One. This is the moment creation has been waiting for. You've moved from preparation to purpose, from promise to proof. Heaven has sounded the trumpet over your name. You are not waiting for destiny, you've become its embodiment. Walk boldly but softly. Move with grace, not greed. The prophecy has ripened, the harvest is ready, and the time is now. Step forward, Chosen One. Your alignment has become heaven's announcement. Chosen One. This is the moment when prophecy becomes reality. What you once carried in faith is now unfolding before your eyes. You've crossed the threshold from believing to becoming. Heaven has orchestrated every delay, every detour, every heartbreak to position you exactly where you are now. You didn't endure those battles just to survive, you endured to steward. The preparation was never about arrival, it was about readiness. Anointed One. This next phase is sacred. Visibility is coming, but it's not for applause, it's for assignment. God is expanding your reach, not to elevate your ego, but to amplify His purpose through you. Your influence will carry weight in realms you've never touched before. The platform He gives you isn't a stage, it's a pulpit. Remember, when heaven promotes you, humility must keep you grounded. The higher you rise, the lower your heart must bow. Stay teachable, stay grateful. You will begin to sense divine expansion in every area: spirit, resources, relationships, and reach. It might feel uncomfortable at first. That's because you're being stretched to fit new dimensions of purpose. Growth never happens in comfort. Pressure is not punishment. It's proof of preparation. The warfare you've been facing recently is confirmation that you've entered new territory. The enemy only fights what threatens him, and your obedience has become dangerous. Doors are about to open that you didn't knock on. Opportunities will find you in unexpected places. Don't doubt your worthiness when it happens. You belong there not because of titles or talent, but because of divine timing. Heaven endorsed you before anyone recognized you. You were handpicked for influence long before the world knew your name. Step into every room with confidence and calm. God sent you there as a carrier of His presence, not a performer for approval. Acceleration is coming. Things that once took months will take moments. Connections will form. Dreams will manifest. Prayers will return as results. But remember, acceleration without alignment becomes destruction. Keep your spirit anchored. Stay faithful in prayer. Protect your rhythm of rest. God is expanding your world, but He still expects your devotion. Don't get so busy serving the mission that you forget the Master. Anointed One, with new favor comes new responsibility. You're no longer just living for yourself, you're representing heaven's heart on earth. Influence requires integrity. The same anointing that draws people to you will hold you accountable for how you treat them. Keep your motives pure and your words gentle. Let humility govern every conversation. You don't need to announce what God is doing. He will reveal it through undeniable fruit. The world doesn't need your performance, it needs your authenticity. Consistency will become your strongest weapon. The world rewards flashes of brilliance, but heaven honors daily obedience. Keep showing up. Keep building. Keep praying when it feels quiet. The same faithfulness that sustained you in hidden seasons will sustain you now in harvest. Don't let success make you forget the stillness that got you here. When you stay humble, heaven keeps expanding the influence. And yes, relationships will change. Some people who celebrated you in your silence might struggle with your shine. Bless them anyway. Don't apologize for glowing. Your light exposes what's asleep. You're not shining to boast, you're shining to awaken. The ones truly aligned with you won't compete, they'll complement. Trust the divine pruning, it protects your purity. I know this stage well. When new opportunities started appearing for me, I realized favor isn't freedom, it's responsibility. Every yes carried weight, and that weight taught me that humility isn't weakness, it's wisdom. When you stay a servant, God can trust you with greater glory. You lead best when you remember you're still being led. Chosen one. This is fulfillment season. The wilderness made you wise, the warfare made you strong, and now the promise is manifesting. Walk softly, speak truthfully, and shine unapologetically. You are not chasing destiny anymore, you are embodying it. Heaven has announced your arrival. Now earth will echo it. You are living proof that every prophecy spoken has found its vessel, and that vessel is you. Chosen one. This is the moment when heaven's orchestration becomes undeniable. Doors that were once sealed are opening not through effort, but through divine recognition. You've entered the manifestation season where years of unseen labor begin to bear visible fruit. This isn't luck, it's alignment. Heaven has whispered, it is time, and everything around you is starting to reflect what's been forming within you. The peace you've cultivated, the faith you've sustained, the endurance you've practiced all have created an atmosphere that attracts fulfillment. The same environments that once resisted you will now recognize you. What used to break you will now bow to your authority. Creation itself responds when heaven marks a soul. Anointed one. The weight you feel isn't pressure, it's purpose. You're carrying a glory that no longer fits inside old containers. That's why things and people are shifting. God is stretching you to handle the next dimension. He's refining your discernment, sharpening your vision, and expanding your capacity. You're no longer drawn to superficial success. You crave depth, not display impact, not impression. This new season will make favor look unfair. Others will ask, how did that happen so fast? What they call sudden, heaven calls scheduled. The delays weren't denials, they were divine calibration. God held your blessing until your maturity could sustain it. Now that your motives are pure and your spirit is steady, nothing can stop what's unfolding. But chosen one, remember, abundance requires stewardship. Influence and resources are tools, not trophies. The oil on your life is not for decoration, it's for distribution. You've been trusted with something sacred. The measure of your next level isn't applause, but impact. Use your power with purity. Build wisely, speak carefully, give generously. What flows into your hands must also flow through them. And yes, favor will attract resistance. Every elevation invites opposition. But you've already won the only battle that matters: focus. The enemy can't defeat a believer who won't be distracted. Keep your eyes on the assignment, not the noise. Let your fruit answer for you. The best response to criticism is continuation. Keep building, keep blessing, keep becoming. Anointed One, divine revelation is unfolding. God will soon show you why delays were necessary and why departures were protection. Every no was a redirection to something better. You weren't being denied, you were being delivered. What once hurt you was heaven's way of saving you. Now you'll walk in peace that confuses people. You won't need validation or explanation. Your authority comes from obedience. When you speak, your words will carry weight, not charisma, but consecration. You've been refined by time, and your oil carries evidence. This is your divine graduation. You are no longer surviving, you are stewarding. Heaven has moved you from waiting to walking, from asking to activating. Dreams once buried are rising again. The doors you thought were closed are opening. It's all aligning because this is what you were built for. The wait is over, chosen one. You're walking in what you once prayed for. Chosen one, you've stepped into the stage where purpose has become your lifestyle. You're no longer waiting for blessings, you're walking in rhythm with them. Every step you take now carries weight in the spirit. Heaven has shifted you from endurance to embodiment. What was once a distant prophecy has become tangible reality. You're not chasing breakthrough anymore. You are the breakthrough in motion. Peace has become your new pace. The striving, the proving, the urgency to be seen have all faded. You've learned that divine timing doesn't demand rushing. What belongs to you is magnetized by obedience. Even in stillness, things move, because the kingdom measures faith by surrender, not noise. You've discovered that quiet confidence is a stronger weapon than constant motion. Anointed One, this is where legacy begins. What God is building through you is bigger than one lifetime. Every act of faith is sowing into generations. You are the bridge your family prayed for, the one who ends cycles and begins restoration. The pruning you endured wasn't punishment, it was preparation for permanence. Heaven was shaping you for influence that outlives applause. But with greater purpose comes greater accountability. The higher you rise, the quieter you must become. Noise attracts attention, but stillness attracts revelation. Protect the intimacy that carried you through hidden seasons. Don't let public success steal private devotion. What sustains you isn't applause, it's presence. You can lose followers and still be favored, lose visibility and still be victorious. Heaven measures obedience, not numbers. Chosen. One, discernment is now your greatest currency. Opportunities will multiply, but not all will be divine. Some doors will shine, but lead to distraction. Pray before you move. If peace isn't resting on it, pause. Heaven never rushes. You've learned to recognize the sound of God. Don't let ambition drown it out. Favor isn't something you chase. It follows faithfulness. Heaven is also expanding your mind to handle what your spirit already carries. New ideas will come that seem too big for you. That's how you'll know they're divine. Write them down. Don't fear their size. They're already funded by faith. God gives vision according to His capacity, not yours. Move in silence. Build in obedience. Let manifestation speak louder than explanation. Anointed One. Your impact will now multiply through authenticity, not appearance. People will feel your spirit before they hear your words. You won't need to prove your anointing. Your peace will preach for you. You're no longer drained by striving. You're fueled by alignment. This is what true freedom feels like. Grace without guilt, progress without pressure. And through it all, stay grateful. Thank God not only for what He gave, but for what He withheld. The no was as sacred as the yes. Without delays, there would be no discernment. Without detours, no direction. You now understand that heaven's interruptions weren't meant to stop you, they were meant to shape you. Chosen one, you are standing in divine equilibrium. Peace and purpose now coexist. You've walked through fire and came out refined. You've crossed deep waters and found your crown still shining. Move forward, not hurried, but holy. You are the living evidence that grace sustains faith, restores, and obedience rewards. The crown fits because the calling has claimed you. Chosen one. You've entered the place where destiny is no longer distant, it's daily. The supernatural has become your atmosphere. What used to feel like breakthrough now feels like breathing because you live in constant awareness of God's presence. You've moved from visitation to habitation. Heaven doesn't just visit your moments anymore, it abides in your movement. Every step you take now echoes with divine intention, anointed one. This is the season of divine flow. You're no longer striving for outcomes, you're flowing with instruction. The same spirit that once whispered in the wilderness now speaks through peace. You've learned that God's guidance rarely comes through chaos. The quieter your heart, the clearer His direction. Stillness has become your strength. You understand now that divine momentum isn't speed, it's synchronization. When your will aligns with His doors open naturally. This is a season of governing, not grasping. You're being called to rule what you once had to wrestle. God is positioning you as a steward of influence and wisdom. But true leadership in the kingdom doesn't look like control, it looks like service. You've been promoted to pour. The elevation you've received isn't for comfort, it's for contribution. You are no longer a container, you're a channel. Heaven flows through you, not just to you. O chosen one, guard your atmosphere. You carry too much light for casual company. The enemy won't destroy you now. He'll distract you, protect your focus and your peace. This is the era of selective association. Only those who respect your calling can walk closely. Learn to say no without guilt. Even Jesus withdrew to pray. So must you. Divine opportunities will start unfolding effortlessly, but not everything good is God. Before you move, pause. Ask yourself, does this multiply my mission or drain my devotion? You're too seasoned to mistake distraction for direction. Wait for peace. It's heaven's confirmation. The gifts within you are expanding. Dreams will deliver instructions, and your words will carry healing. You won't need to strive for impact. Your presence alone will shift atmospheres. That's divine saturation heaven leaking through humanity. The oil on your life flows strongest when you stop forcing outcomes and simply trust. Anointed. One divine flow doesn't mean constant motion. Obedience often moves slower than ambition. Some of God's greatest works happen in pause, not pursuit. When you move, only when heaven moves, nothing can move against you. The calm confidence you feel now is not complacency, it's completion. Grace has become your compass. As influence increases, humility must deepen. Every miracle you witness belongs to God. Stay small in spirit, even as your reach grows large. Gratitude keeps favor flowing. Each morning remind yourself, I am the vessel, not the source. That truth will preserve the purity of your purpose. Chosen one. You're walking in divine balance now. The old striving has ended. You're not chasing identity, you're resting in it. You don't need to announce what's next. You are what's next. Your life is a living prophecy, proof that surrender still succeeds and faith still moves mountains. Walk softly, love deeply, move wisely. You are heaven's evidence that God's promises don't expire, they evolve. Chosen one, You have reached the season where walking with God feels natural, not novel. The miracles no longer shock you. They simply confirm what you already knew in your spirit. You've moved from wondering if God will act to recognizing how he always does. Your faith has matured from reaction to revelation. This is the realm of quiet confidence, where you no longer chase signs, they follow you. You're learning that true mastery in the Spirit is not about constant motion, but divine precision. Every word you speak, every step you take, carries weight. Heaven listens when you move, because you've proven your stewardship in silence. You've been faithful over little, and now much is being entrusted to your hands. This is not the time to rush. The rhythm of divine success is steady, not frantic. You are walking with purpose now, not pressure. Anointed one, the expansion around you will feel almost surreal. Influence, favor, and opportunities are converging, but they are not rewards, they are responsibilities. Heaven doesn't promote you to pamper you, it promotes you to position you. What's being placed in your hands now will impact generations if managed with wisdom. Every resource, every relationship, every revelation is a seed. Handle them like sacred assignments. You're not managing possessions, you're governing purpose. But understand this truth: the more heaven trusts you, the more hell studies you. Distraction will disguise itself as destiny. The enemy no longer needs to destroy you. All he needs is to divert your focus. That's why discernment must remain your daily armor. Learn to pause before you commit. Ask, does this carry peace? Peace is heaven's signature. It never shouts, it settles. If something feels rushed or forced, it's not God's rhythm. This is also the moment to master the art of hiddenness within exposure. God may elevate your platform, but he will still hide your process. Let him. The spotlight is never as safe as the secret place. Public favor means little without private intimacy. Continue meeting God away from the noise, even as he multiplies your reach. Your strength was never in your visibility. It was always in your vulnerability before him. Keep that posture, and your oil will never run dry. Chosen one. This next phase is about divine automation, where what once required striving now flows through surrender. The blessings will begin to chase you, but don't become casual with grace. Keep your disciplines sharp. Stay rooted in gratitude. Every door that opens is a test wrapped in opportunity. Can you remain holy while honored? Can you keep serving while celebrated? Your humility will determine how long the elevation lasts. You'll find yourself influencing lives without even trying. A single word from you will shift atmospheres, not because of eloquence, but because of essence. You've become a carrier of peace. People will seek you for advice, unaware they're seeking the presence you host. Don't take credit for it. Redirect glory upward. Every miracle that manifests through you is heaven's handwriting, not your own. You're not performing, you're partnering. Anointed one. This is also the season where wisdom becomes your wealth. You'll begin to understand mysteries that once confused you. Past pain will make sense in retrospect. You'll look back and see that every loss was an investment into wisdom, every delay a deposit into discernment. That's the divine economy. Nothing is wasted when surrendered to God. Even your scars have value. They testify without words. And yet even now, stay alert. Pride is subtle. It whispers, you did this, but you didn't. Grace did. Favor did. Faith did. Keep reminding yourself you are a vessel, not the source, as long as you remember that heaven will keep pouring through you. Chosen one. This is the realm of divine rest and righteous rule. You are governing peace, not chasing validation. You are shaping legacies, not seeking likes. The kingdom within you is expanding beyond you. Walk carefully, speak wisely, and love fiercely. You are the proof that divine timing never fails. Heaven is not finished, it's flourishing through you. What began as prophecy has now become pattern. You don't just carry the promise, you've become its fulfillment. Chosen one, you are now walking in a realm where heaven and earth move together. You've stepped beyond waiting for miracles. You've become the vessel through which they flow. The supernatural has become your new normal. Everywhere you go, alignment follows, because heaven has written your steps into its rhythm. You are no longer chasing destiny, you're carrying it. Anointed one, this is not a time to relax into comfort. Favor must be managed, not merely received. God has elevated you for function, not fame. The mantle you carry is sacred. It carries generations of prayer and purpose. You are standing on promises that others only dreamed of. Your story now represents proof that divine timing never fails. Every decision, every partnership, every word is shaping legacy. This is the season of governance. You're not reacting anymore, you're ruling. You make moves with wisdom, not emotion. Heaven trusts you now because you've learned stillness, not panic. You no longer chase affirmation, you rest in identity. You've mastered the balance between humility and authority. You understand that silence is strength and obedience is power. You'll begin to feel yourself pulling away from what's ordinary. The conversations that once entertained you will feel empty. The places that once fit you will now feel small. Don't resist this separation, it's sacred. God is stretching your capacity. He's calling you to greater purity, deeper purpose, and higher discernment. Not everyone can travel where you're going. Protect your peace and your oil. Opportunities will come quickly now, doors opening, partnerships forming, but not everything good is divine. Ask, does this deepen my calling or distract it? If peace isn't present, decline gracefully. You don't need to prove readiness, your fruit already does. Heaven has taught you rhythm to move when led and rest when told. That's how mature faith operates. Divine connections will also begin to appear, people who carry the same frequency of faith. They will feel like home in the spirit. Together you'll build what one alone could not sustain. But discern carefully. Greatness attracts both alignment and imitation. Protect what's sacred until it's strong. This is also the season of divine downloads, wisdom ideas, and creative blueprints from heaven. You'll receive solutions that solve problems beyond your own life. God is merging your faith with function, your revelation with responsibility. You are not only anointed, you are appointed to lead, and through all of this, remain grateful. Gratitude keeps grace flowing. Thank God not only for what happened, but for what didn't. Some of your greatest blessings are battles you never had to fight. Stay humble, stay prayerful, and stay astonished by grace. Chosen one, you have crossed into divine establishment. You've been refined, realigned, and now revealed. The waiting season is over. Heaven has declared your readiness. Walk with quiet authority, lead with compassion, and shine without striving. You are the prophecy fulfilled, chosen, proven, and positioned for legacy. Chosen one, you've stepped into the season of divine establishment, the moment when everything God promised begins to take shape in the natural. You're not waiting for prophecy anymore. You're living in fulfillment. The invisible work done in prayer, in tears, in obedience, has become visible fruit. Heaven's blueprint over your life is now a living structure, and you are standing in it. Anointed one. This stage is not about striving, it's about sustaining. Favor brought you here, but wisdom will keep you here. You've learned that grace doesn't replace responsibility, it empowers it. The same disciplines that carried you through the wilderness, gratitude, humility, prayer, and surrender, must continue to anchor you now. God didn't elevate you to make you comfortable. He elevated you to make you consistent. This is the season where your purpose becomes permanent. You're not just walking in your calling, you are your calling. Every move you make, every word you speak, carries divine weight. You've become a living vessel of manifestation. The same presence that once sustained you in secret is now flowing through you in public. Miracles will no longer surprise you, they'll follow you. But stay astonished. Don't let familiarity dull your reverence. Every blessing remains sacred. Your voice now carries authority. Heaven trusts your words because they've been refined through trials. When you speak, things shift. When you pray, doors open. You've learned to decree, not to beg, to command, not complain. Use that authority wisely. Speak life, build peace. And let your presence be a sanctuary for others. You don't need to prove your anointing, it's visible in the calm confidence you carry. Influence will increase, but stay grounded. You are still a student of grace. Every revelation is an invitation to humility. Never forget the hands that shaped you in hidden seasons. Keep walking softly before God, and He will keep multiplying your reach. The higher He lifts you, the lower your heart must bow. Chosen one. You're also entering a generational phase. The wisdom you've gathered isn't just for you, it's for those who follow. Your testimony is a manual for others. Mentor quietly, love deeply, and pour out freely. The true sign of maturity is multiplication. Heaven never calls you to keep what it gives. It calls you to release it with purpose. The warfare you once feared can no longer shake you. You've outgrown your battles. The enemy's voice sounds small compared to your faith. You rule in rest now. You've learned that real victory doesn't shout, it stands. This is divine establishment. You're walking in settled purpose, sustained grace, and visible fulfillment. The season of waiting is over. What was once promised has become your reality. Wear your crown with humility. Walk in quiet confidence. You are heaven's evidence that obedience still opens doors and that faith never fails. Your journey hasn't ended. It's been perfected. Chosen one, as this message comes to a close, know this: you are standing in your Kairos moment. Heaven's timeline has caught up with your obedience. The supernatural transfer has already begun, and what was once promised is now in motion. You are walking beneath an open heaven, favored, protected, and fully aligned with divine order. Anointed one, may peace anchor your spirit, wisdom guard your steps, and grace multiply every seed you've sown. Doors are opening, provision is flowing, and the hand of God is establishing your name in places unseen. Stay faithful. Stay in rhythm with His presence. What's coming next will confirm everything your spirit already knows. If this word spoke to you, seal it in agreement. Write, "I receive it" in the comments. Share this message with another chosen one and step forward in confidence. Your time isn't approaching, it's here.